Sometimes I forget that my SpaghettiOs are an alphabet cereal, and I just go,
Welcome back to the Jojitorium. You know who it is. It's Adam, it's Matt, we're the boys, and we're always decaying. And we don't get held down by non-compete clauses, just like Ric Flair. Woo! The time is approaching. The homebrewers are prepping their final concoctions, and Bash Brew is preparing to crush them all. The 2021 North Hills Homebrew Fest is the 4th annual event at the Shriner Center. VIP and general admission tickets are still available, and here's a little breakdown of the action. VIP blind tasting and judging is from 1 to 2 p.m. Public tasting and judging is from 2 to 4 p.m. There will be a Brewers Challenge, 50-50 raffle, a live podcast from our homies over at Hop Nation USA, basket raffles, and much more. And we need you, because the winning homebrewer gets to bring their creation to life at Penn Brewery. And who doesn't want to get delicious, frothy glass of what comes out of the brew lab from one of the best breweries in Pittsburgh, Penn Brewery? So come on out right now, get your tickets, because they are on a low ticket warning, and I cannot stress this enough, it's going to sell out.
I can't wait to see you there.
So, we're back in it. I'm back from my trip. I'm finally back in the Jojitorium. I missed you so much.
We're back from the King of the Ring 98.
I hope that you guys enjoyed that stroll down memory lane, as bloody as it was. We wanted to throw that out there for you guys, so hopefully you liked it. But just so you know, Papa ain't going anywhere else, so you're going to hear a lot more live stuff. So I just want to know, Adam, real quick, before we do anything, do you know that O.J. Simpson doesn't want to go back to L.A.? Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I heard about that. He's afraid because there's a murder on the list right now.
He's afraid that he's going to run into the person who actually committed the murders over there. If he did it, it would have went like this, but he didn't do it. So he doesn't want to go to L.A. and run into them.
That's not what that civil trial said.
All I know right now is Josh Potter's on a campaign to get OJ on his podcast. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I think the perpetual fear of the actual murderer keeping OJ away from LA is going to prohibit Josh Potter from happening.
I heard his second choice is Marshawn Lynch, though, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, totally okay with that, too. The old clips of those two talking to each other when Josh was like a baby is too good. Where are you going to take a girl on the first date? My house. I love it. So, we are not in LA. We are in the Jojitorium, and we are in the beautiful city of Pittsburgh. And as always, we feature some great local crafts. So, Adam, what did you bring for us to drink?
Yeah, so I brought a little Before Swine from Necromancer Brewing Company. I think this is the second time we're featuring them. They're located up in the North Hills of Pittsburgh, a little bit off of McKnight Road.
Yeah.
So go check them out.
So the can art in this thing, just so you guys know, the can art is a farmer about to get annihilated by a zombie. And get a little bit of the sound. Oh, yeah. Oh, so nice. Gotta do it twice. So Necromancer comes out with some pretty cool stuff here. And this one is a Pearl. This is the Resurrection number 3. It's a Pearl. So it's a dark and bitey ale with ginger, orange, and licorice. And I can already tell you, cracking this thing, and it like kind of snapped in my face a little bit, and I'm glad that it did. It's better than any aftershave I've ever put on my face ever.
Yeah, this one's really good. I had a little bit at the tap room, and I got a good like hint of root beer off of it.
I was about to say, it's pouring, like I gave myself a lot of head because I'm a dumbass. But no, you can like the way it pours out, it looks like soda. It smells like root beer, and like the smell of it is just like really hitting hard on that like classic like summer style bargs or something like that. Yeah,
definitely the first of this style I've ever had, and I really like it. It's like a chocolatey root beer, but then I get that ginger and orange note at the end, and it's Just goes really well.
Yeah. Oh, wow. It's like it's kind of like the flavors like wait for each other. Like you get that first rush of like the spiciness, and then it just slowly rolls away to all the different notes. This is fantastic. We haven't had a bad beer from this place.
No.
This is great. And like you, I've never had a Pearl before.
Right.
This
and
is
I've had multiple of their beer. They have a Kentucky Common they've done twice now, I think.
Yeah.
I've missed it both times, so I'm tracking that down next time it's released.
You're hearing Necromancer. If you want us to feature your Kentucky comment, just decayingwtb@gmail.com.
Oh no, you'll see me on Friday when it comes out. I'll be up there.
Yeah, so if you want to know what's going on with Necromancer, all you got to do is search them out on all social media. It's Necromancer Brewing Co. We follow them on social media, so if you can't find them by searching them, just go on Decaying WTB on all social media, and you can find them through finding us, and just tell them the boy sent you.
I do have to say their Instagram is great too. They put their food truck schedules up there. They put the beer releases up there. Their beer release videos and vignettes are pretty cool too. So. Yeah, go check them out. I had 4 different beers there this weekend. Sampled them. Me and Lori split them. I didn't have 4, and then roll.
Adam drank 16 beers.
I had 2. She had 2, but I tried them all, and they were all delicious.
Yeah, I think you always snag me up cool stuff, and I think the last time you and I drank it, we had that Russian, was it the RIPA?
Are you saying from Necromancer?
Necromancer.
No, we had the Black IPA.
Black IPA. I'm sorry. Yeah. And that was a banger, and this one's delicious.
Yeah, this one's killing it.
Yeah. Oh, so smooth too. I don't think the ABV's high on this either.
Don't believe so. I thought it was around
4%.
Okay, even
4%.
So a ton of flavor, ton of body for 4%.
I'm telling you right now, what I'm doing, I'm going to go out there and get a 4-pack of this. I'm going to get a fire going this weekend when it gets nice and chilly outside, and I'm drinking all 4 of them, and then I'm going to drunk dial you and tell you how much I love you. Because you got this for me first.
This beer was really good.
It's so good, Adam. What are you doing?
Yeah, and their tap room is open. They have eventually they'll have a ton of seating, but right now they have some seating. A few beers on draft, few beers in cans. If it's only in cans, they'll pour it for you to have in the tap room. Can't go wrong.
Yeah, and it's a collective of some of the best people in the brew scene right now. All the brewers, all the staff, everybody. It's like an all-star team over there. Yeah. So no wonder the beers are killing.
And I hear an awesome brunch, which I'm getting to. As soon as they have scheduled the next one, I'm going to try to get out to it.
Yeah. Hey, live podcast from the brunch.
I'm okay with that.
Yep. So, Adam, you also got to do something really cool while I was gone. You went to the very first Rampage in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So how was it, man?
It was cool.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh was great. We were very loud. I was proud of us. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I hadn't been to a wrestling show live in probably like 15 years.
I was ready to say,
definitely 10, probably more like 15.
It's been a minute for me too. I would say it's been quite a while, and I was watching it from when I was on vacation, and I kept looking for you in the crowd.
I was on the hard camera side.
Oh no!
So you weren't seeing me.
See you. So the one thing I was going to ask you too, how big was the pop for Britt Baker when she came out? I mean, it had to be crazy.
It was huge. There were DMD chants in the line going into the arena. Every time she showed up, it hit. They pumped the crowd up on the commercial breaks with it.
That's sick.
It was huge.
Good job, AEW. And I can tell you right now, the ratings were through the roof for that thing. And what a surprise twist at the opening match. You're going to change a title from Kenny Omega to Christian Cage.
They hit like over 700,000 on a Friday night at 10 p.m. That's pretty good.
You had all the people dragging their feet after SmackDown closed out when you saw the head of the table do the same thing for the last fucking 3 months. Yeah, and they got to AEW and they showed up in droves, man. It's cool.
I'd really prefer that Roman Chiclet Teeth stops talking about John Cena's sex positions on SmackDown every Friday.
Captain
it's
Missionary.
Getting a little weird.
I mean,
I did popped the rating once with it. Do something else.
Do something else. And it was funny too because he kept doing it, and then finally John Cena's like, "Well, thank God that you ruined Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose's career, and that's why you're here now."
I heard about that.
Yeah, major fucking burn.
But yeah, great show. They also recorded an episode of Dark while we were there, so I got to see some people that
You don't normally see.
And we saw some people behind the scenes that like you didn't get to see on Rampage. So my favorite part, didn't think she was even in the city. Thunder Rosa did a run in on Dark, and I popped a little too hard. I got a dirty look from my wife. It was like the first time I was like doing really good, not being a nerd and not standing up and clapping for anybody until her music hit. And then
Thunder, Thunder.
I'm up in my seat.
Oh yeah.
So she came out, and then the second time I nerd popped between them filming Dark and going live, there was like a 10, 15-minute gap. Tony Khan comes out to say, hey, thanks, Pittsburgh, first show. Da-da-da. Now to hype you up, here's Eddie Kingston. And Kingston came out and like cut like a 3-minute promo telling everybody to go fucking crazy. And
that's awesome.
It was just cool to see him.
Yeah. Well, because Eddie
didn't
Kingston,
see anybody at Billy Strings, by the way.
I was going to ask you that too, because you also got to go see like one of our favorite artists right now. How was that? Was that cool?
Good. The crowd, not what I expected,
Yeah.
but a huge turnout. Like
Nice.
I don't know if it was a sellout, but it was probably close.
Had to be.
The most attended outdoor concert I've been to at Stage AE.
Cool, man.
But yeah, just a different crowd than I thought, and I really appreciated it. I thought it was going to be. I've never had been to a bluegrass show before, so I kind of expected like Country Bumpkin a little bit, which I'm cool with. I feel with that crowd. It was very Grateful Dead and Fish. It was a lot of tie-dye.
That almost makes a little sense though, because he does a lot of jam bandy stuff.
Yeah,
so that's cool.
And that's what it was.
Cool.
It brought those people out, and it was great. More pot smoking at this concert than I went and saw Snoop Dogg in like 2008.
Oh yeah,
more pot smoking at Billy Strings than Snoop Dogg.
So I went and saw, it was Snoop Dogg and Fall Out Boy. No, Wiz Khalifa and Fall Out Boy, and it was like the Boys of Summer tour, and I thought I was just ripped just being there.
I definitely was. I had like 4 Yinglings at the concert, and I was gone.
Yeah, and you're like, this normally doesn't do that. Dear God. So, Adam, usually whenever we're hanging out here, I like to challenge you to different things. Mount Rushmore's best of list. I try to defeat you in multiple ways. And I like to believe that there are some things that you have a unique advantage on and I have a unique advantage on. But I'm challenging you on this Bets of Doom to something that you and I don't follow as closely. So, despite the fact that he's a dickhead, we can agree on that Jake Paul is a huge dickhead. But he is going to fight Tyron Woodley. And that's going to be decent, you know. There's actually a really good card underneath them. So, it also, too, we're just kind of in this weird spot where we record on a day where, like, Rampage is going on tomorrow, where hopefully next week we talk about CM Punk, debuting. We're going to review probably SummerSlam, and we're probably going to talk about NXT TakeOver. But we got to challenge each other to something. So, I'm challenging you to a Bet to Doom for the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley boxing card. That's going to take place on August 29th. The start time is 8 p.m. It's going to be at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio, through Showtime pay-per-view, and you can buy it for $59.99.
Hey, at least it's on show. It's a Showtime boxing show and not a Triller.
Yeah,
so you do actually have people who box.
Right. And that's exactly what happens here, because we have some significantly impressive talent on this card. Now,
and it's the only reason I didn't send you the show notes back yesterday and say fix it.
Yeah. Well, trust me, I would. There's no way if it was like, I don't know, Ocho Cinco boxing like Terrell Owens or something. I don't want to watch that.
Oh, I'd watch it. We're just not covering it on
here.
Yeah.
So, at last point before I sent everything over to you, it's changed a little bit, but according to Odds Checker, Paul was actually at a slight favorite at -138. So a wager of $138 would earn you a $100 profit if he won. And as for Woodley, he's a $100 underdog, and a $100 bet would return a $100 profit should he emerge victorious. It's actually a pretty thin line.
Yeah, and those are going to shift all week.
Oh, yeah, because then like I got the card lined up, and they already have Jake Paul at 155 and Tyron Woodley at 130. So let's go through these, and let's make some picks here.
Sure.
And let's see what we can do.
Sounds good, buddy.
Okay, so I have, let me see here. Who are we doing first? How about we start with Serrano and Mercado?
Got it.
So Serrano versus Mercado. It looks like this is going to be a women's match for Serrano's coming in with the championship belt, taking on Yamalith Mercado. So it's for the WBC, WBO, IBO women's featherweight title. It's going to be 12 rounds. Looks like it's going to be pretty cool here. So, I'm going to give you first pick.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the co-headlining match.
It is.
Right before Jake Paul. And Mercado actually coming in as the WBC super bantamweight champ. So it's a champ versus champ match.
That's pretty cool.
But they're just doing it at Serrano's weight class.
Okay.
So it is for the belts you said.
Yeah.
So yeah, Serrano's coming in 41-1 with 30 knockouts. Puerto Rican firehouse, and has been knocking out former champions and dominant people in her last few fights. So she's coming in like a ball of fire. Mercado coming in 18-2 with 5 knockouts, respectable.
Very much so.
Fighting out of Mexico, riding a 6-fight win streak into the fight, and like I said, is also a champion in her own right. So, it's pretty kind of evenly matched.
I would say to a certain degree it's evenly matched, unless you really start to look at the significant amount of experience on the one
so
side.
I'm taking Serrano.
And I was like, and I'm almost thinking like if you were going to take Serrano in this one, I was like, this is going to be an easy one for me because I'm definitely taking Serrano.
Even if her fight history wasn't so impressive, I'd take her because she's from Puerto Rico and I love Puerto Rican boxers.
Yes.
So
I would agree with that. I mean,
it was no doubt.
Without a doubt, yeah, you're going to take Serrano in this one. I'm with you on that one. I think Mercado is going to put up a good fight. It's 12 rounds, and watching some of the highlights from Serrano, I think she has more gas in the tank despite having more fights than Mercado. But Serrano looks amazing. She's carried that belt for a reason. She's got a powerhouse left hand. I think Serrano is going to win by knockout. And that's not a far-stretched idea here because 40 wins 30 by knockout.
75% knockout.
Yeah, she's bringing TNT in those gloves. So we're tied up on that one. So we move on here to Dubois versus, how do you say, Cumarano?
I'm going with Cusimano.
Cusimano. It's a heavyweight match going 10 rounds. No titles on the line here. You went first on the last one. So I'll go first on this one.
Go for it.
This is probably one of the most evenly matched up bouts here, but heavyweights are very unpredictable. So you really got to look at who has more of like the firepower because I really think that's what decides a heavyweight bout. Gas tanks don't really matter, especially in an 8-round match, because you're gonna see these guys kind of stay off of each other for the first 3 rounds, I think, and it's gonna go bleed into the last third of the rounds. I think you're gonna see a knockout here in the 7th round by Mr. Dubois. I think you have 16 fights, 16 wins, 15 by knockout with 1 loss. That just says I'm knocking everybody out. So I'm taking Dubois on this one, and good luck to both fighters because heavyweights really catch my attention. I'm a heavyweight guy. I'm thick with 2 C's, so I love them.
Yeah, this is my fight of the night because it's the thick boys going at it.
Hell yeah.
For sure. I'm also taking, I'm going to call him Dubois, and one of us will be right and one of us will be wrong. So I'm also going with Dubois. Like, he's 16-1 against Cusimano, who's 19-3, sorry.
Yeah.
Both with high knockout percentages. Dubois has won every fight he's won by knockout except 1.
Yes.
So, crazy. So not to repeat too much what you said, I'm taking Dubois because he's 10 years younger than Cusimano, and he fought just 85 days before this fight will take place.
Oh, wow.
So he's fresher.
Yeah.
Cusimano's been on the shelf for almost a year. It's going to be 274 days between fights for him.
Okay.
So I'm just going with the younger. It is kind of soon, I think, at 85 days.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have it too soon than it's been almost a year since you fought.
Well, the other thing too, you're in your camp. You've already cut your weight. You've already gone through like the hardest parts of it. Now, if you do is just go back over and just kind of streamline your fight plan too,
right?
Like you said, like almost a year versus just a couple months. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I just picked him because he's just younger.
Did some research.
You did do some. I'm getting a little nervous. So I'm going to move on now to Montana Love versus Ivan Baranchyk. Welterweight going 10 rounds. So, Adam, this one's on you.
So, this might have been the toughest one for me to pick, to be honest. Ivan Baranchyk has been fighting a lot longer. They're a similar age from what I saw, but Ivan's been fighting a lot longer. Lost 2 of his last 3 bouts, but he's been legitimate his whole career, but he's kind of in the twilight
Yeah.
of his career. He needs to avoid Love's power to get the win. Love's coming in with huge power potential, huge potential in general, but this is his first legitimate opponent.
Yes.
So it's like a coin flip to me. Montana Love looks freaking incredible.
Yes.
But I think I'm going to go with, and I think he was the underdog in the odds right now. I think I'm going with Ivan on this one.
Okay. And finally, this is where we differ on
Because I was
one.
hoping hoping this would be where we
Because the reason why I'm taking Montana Love is because it is his very first true opponent. I mean, he has 15 wins, 7 by knockout. He has 1 loss. The 1 loss he had was a formidable amateur boxer. But I think what you're looking at here is Montana Love looks jacked. He looks like he's in the best shape of his career. And I think it's just going to be like that first big fight hype. This is his first pay-per-view, first big debut, and you're going against quintessentially like a man whose name should be in your mouth when you're talking about welterweight boxing. So I think there's going to be so much hype behind him. He's going to have that extra push of energy, a little bit of youth, a little bit of strength advantage, and a little bit of a reach advantage too, if I'm correct. So I'm going to take Montana Love on this one. Finally, we differ on one. So this will be the deciding factor.
This was a coin flip for me.
Yeah.
I'm just going with, I think he's going to have butterflies and crumble. I mean, this is basically a shit or get off the pot match. You got to move up in competition. Here it is. And they're still giving him a guy that's kind of on the downside of his career. But, I mean, they're both it's a pretty evenly matched fight.
Well, I'd say, too, a guy like Ivan, you don't get to be that far along without having the skill. I mean, he's going to hold his own without a doubt. I really think Montana Love, that the hype, you say butterflies, and I agree with you. He's going to have the butterflies, but I think he's just going to use them for protein.
I think this is going to be the one that goes the distance, too. I think this will be the decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go, what is it? 10
I think
rounds?
it has the best chance of going to decision out of everything.
Okay. Yeah, because they are pretty evenly matched. I also think that I wouldn't be surprised if that women's match actually went the distance too. If Mercado played it smart.
Yeah, if she can. Yeah, if she has
power.
a good defense.
Yeah. So we're going on to Charles Conwell versus Lucas Bryan Ariel Bastida at super welterweight.
It's not going to go the distance.
No, it's not going to go the distance. This is for me, researching this one, this is like the most underwhelming fight, I think, on the card. Which also makes it kind of a coin flip. I'm just going to pick Bastida, or Bastida. Yeah.
Go for it. Batista. Yeah.
Yeah, Batista. I'm picking Batista. I'm picking Drax.
Lucas. What is it? Lucas Bryan Ariel Batista?
Yeah, he has four.
Bastida?
He has 4 names. How can you not pick him? No. I couldn't find much about him. That was the hard part.
Same as he's here. So I couldn't find anything on this fight except the betting odds. And boy, oh boy, Conwell is a negative 3,500 favorite.
Fuck.
Man. Bastida's plus 1,550. So
well, if you just
put a little bit of money on,
just put $20 down.
Yeah, exactly.
You could get a good return.
Yeah.
So I'm only assuming you're taking.
Yeah. Well, I said the one plus side for Bastida is he has a longer name.
Yeah, he has 4 names. You don't trust a man with 2 first names.
We will differ again, and I'm taking
4.
I'm taking Conwell.
And I don't blame you. I didn't know the odds on that one either.
That's all I could find. I went to
That's what I'm saying.
7 different sites trying to find anything. I couldn't even find a picture of Lucas.
No, exactly. Yeah. I went to there's a pro boxing site that I go to every once in a while, and I try to stay up to date on amateur and pro boxing because sometimes they crest over to MMA and I want to know their fighting style and everything. And that website gave me stats on all these people, and it was a really good research tool. Even Chump Paul, he had his stats on there too, so it was easy to research him. Fucking Lucas Bryan Ariel Bastida is a ghost, and I think that's why I picked him too. He's so mysterious. The thing about Bastida, he fucks. So we'll move on then to Mr. Tommy Fury versus Anthony Taylor at cruiserweight, going 6 rounds. So it's more like a showcase match, but 2 pretty evenly matched guys. One's on the up and rising, and one's kind of on the, again, like you said, shit or get off the pot kind of situation here.
Yeah, I mean, I would almost say Taylor's. I don't know who's supposed to pick first, but
it's on you.
Okay,
yeah.
So Taylor's, been in the game for a while, but mostly in MMA, not in boxing. Where Fury's coming up undefeated. I think he only has 6 fights though.
6 fights.
So, but He's the brother of Tyson Fury, which that counts for a little bit. So
Yeah.
using the same training gym and trainers that his brother uses. And Taylor's a training partner of Paul. So fuck that guy.
Yeah.
I'm picking Fury.
Yeah. You took my reason. So,
Although I did read an article
Yeah.
while I was researching this. It was like TMZ or one of those gossip sites. Fury has no idea how a washing machine works. So he might need driven to the fight, but he's going to win.
so he's a TikTok. Great. I
But
watched.
CTE's already in there.
It's
He's not
already
going to get
setting
any more
in.
damage.
Well, my problem with Fury is he hasn't fought anybody of like substance. It's been a lot of paper fights,
But neither is Taylor really
Yeah.
in boxing.
Yeah. And but here's the problem though. We've seen on multiple occasions MMA does not translate into boxing well at all. Boxing translates into MMA very well.
Only with a lot of training.
Yeah.
James Toney.
Well, James Toney was also like 57 and out of shape, and he fought like the Randy Couture. I will say, remember Randy Couture's face at the end of that thing? He only ate like 5 or 6 critical shots, and his face was
I don't even think that
hamburger
many. I
meat.
think he ate like 3, and his face did look a
It
little.
looked rearranged. Yeah, so I
power
gave
was still there.
I gave Tony a lot of credit for his punching power, but as soon as he got on his back, he looked like a turtle. Help me up. So I am actually going to go with Fury on this as well. I think he's the fresher fighter. I think the MMA side for Taylor hurts him because he's not going to have a lot in the tank. He has had a lot of fights over there. I think it's like 17 fights in MMA. So it's a lot of miles on that body. That's tough.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take Fury, despite the fact that he may or may not have the IQ of a celery stick. I'm going to take him. And also, too, if you train with Jake Paul, I don't like you.
Exactly.
So that catches us up to those dum-dums. So we have possibly one of the most boring champions in UFC history in Tyron Woodley taking on one of the biggest douchebags on the planet, Jake Paul. Jake Paul is the favorite. Tyron Woodley is chasing as the underdog. This is a cruiserweight match coming in for 8 rounds. I have to go first on this. I get to go first.
Yeah, I think we're picking the same thing.
We're picking the same thing. I hope they both explode. I hope somehow they rock 'em, sock 'em, robot each other, and their heads both just pop.
Did you hear what these ding-dongs did as a bet during the conference for this?
I heard there was a bet, but I don't know what the hell it is.
The loser has to get I love the other guy's name tattooed on them.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
And they have to post it to Instagram and Facebook.
You know, what happened to like saying if I beat you, like
Gotta
you
put it on the Grom.
yeah, put it on the Grom. Yeah, you know what I would get it? If I lost, I get it right above the stem of my dick. Because then I can get into a different kind of career.
I was going to go upper pubis mound as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And my man, we call it a munt.
I was going towards the root.
I'm going to get I love Adam Bashline on my munt. So, I'm going to pick here. I think that, so without being funny about it, which I still wish they would both explode, I think Tyron Woodley is a more experienced fighter, but in MMA, he doesn't have a really good, strong stand-up game, aside from like some of the like hybrid Muay Thai stand-up he does, which doesn't translate well to straight-line American boxing, which I think Jake Paul has an advantage there, but I don't think that Jake Paul understands that he's going against a guy who does have a unique power set. Tyron Woodley's very strong. He's shown it on multiple occasions. His ground game, of course, there's no ground game here, but just seeing the way he can dominate people on the ground and the way he's like humped his way to match wins. He's got a gas tank. It doesn't matter how old he is. He held titles for years for a reason. I'm picking Tyron Woodley because he has the gas tank and because I know he has to defend Dad Bod Askren. God damn it, bring it back for Ben. Tyron Woodley for the win. Matt said so.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I can add to that is Tyron was also really good at avoiding punches in MMA. So he does have a defense. He does have a stand-up game. It might not be an offensive one, but he can move around the ring and avoid shots, I think. Well enough to put Jake Paul on the mat and hopefully in the hospital. So I'm going Tyron Woodley by knockout and Jake Paul leaving the arena by ambulance.
Yeah.
And if it's anything short of that, I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll tell you this right now, Showtime, I don't have you in my house because you were only good for softcore porn at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I definitely didn't like your boxing promotion because you guys bastardized it. But I might have to do like the 7-day free trial so I can stream this and not give you guys any fucking money. So I'm going to check it out. Maybe. We'll see if there's not a good wrestling card on because I'd rather watch scripted fighting than watch Jake Paul hump somebody from YouTube. So, from Buckle to Bell, the boys bring you the best wrestling news in the biz. So, Adam, we both know, and most wrestling fans know, that AAA, Triple Mania was a big thing because they actually had some good wrestlers show up, and they're from different promotions. Oh, crap. But they did make some headlines here, and for some weird reasons. So, Big Daddy Drip Ric Flair was able to accompany Andrade El Dolito to his championship match against Kenny Omega. Now, the reason why this is so extraordinary is because everyone thought, because Ric Flair was unceremoniously kicked out of WWE by Vince, but I heard they had a good talk about it, but, dismissed the legend. Everyone's like, oh, there's no compete clause. Ric Flair's only been out of there for like 9 days, and he just shows up.
He didn't compete.
He didn't compete at all. No, he didn't. He definitely didn't come out to thunderous applause and then get physical in the match by chopping Kenny Omega down like a tree and then chopping Cody.
Oh, no. I mean, he didn't compete in WWE. He competed here.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
You're right, actually. He didn't do it. All he did was maybe get Lacey Evans pregnant in kayfabe. So I guess he kind of got physical. Oh, that was disgusting. Good Lord. But yeah, so he was able to he chopped down Omega, he chopped down Conan, and then he and Andrade actually put it on stereo figure fours, which is actually pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. If you get a chance, you can go on YouTube right now. You can check the match out. It was actually not bad. Kenny Omega, you can tell those injuries are stopping him a little bit. He's starting to slow down in the ring.
He did look great in that match against Christian Cage.
Yeah.
Even live. He did bumble on the moonsault a little bit. He threw himself into the turnbuckle. But,
Yeah.
He looked good, but he is slowing down. But yeah, it's just injuries piling up.
Yeah. He needs to. Well, I also heard too that at first AEW, like Tony Khan and all the EVPs were like, yeah, you're not dropping the title to Andrade. But then, like, leading up to it, Kenny Omega was like, no, it's a good idea that I drop the title because this will do this and this will set up another future match that no one was really talking about. I think maybe Andrade and probably like Penta or something on AEW, right. But who are both like AAA favorites. But it was too late. Like, by the time they got to the match, like, the call didn't go in, so the decision is what it is. Kenny Omega retains AAA for however long.
My sources had it a completely different way.
Oh,
I read that it was booked to go that way, and Andrade winning it. But since Omega just lost to Christian Cage, they didn't want him to lose back-to-back like that.
He's not going Baron Corbin? He's not becoming a crackhead?
Sad Omega.
Yeah, sad Omega.
Kenny.
Why is Baron Corbin a crackhead, by the way? He, like, steals stuff, and, like, he hides in places and assaults people for nothing. Like, he wrestles people for, like, $100 now. He has, like, shitty clothes on, and, like, he comes out scratching his chest when he talks to you.
He's great.
It's
his best character ever. It's his best. It's my only thing I watch on WWE right now.
Is Crackhead Corbin?
Yes.
Crackhead Corbin. We should make T-shirts. Crackhead Corbin.
Chicken Corbin Blue. When he gets his money back, that's what we're calling him.
Yes. Oh, God. Jeez. Baron Corbin, you poor soul.
So going back to Omega real quick.
Yeah.
On Rampage. Favorite part of the evening, of course. Well, favorite part for me was Britt Baker. Second favorite part was Omega losing. That was great.
Yeah.
Least favorite part, I thought I got tickets where the announcer table was.
Ooh.
And I was on the other corner, so I couldn't flick off.
You tight masked asshole. Your face, like, squeezes out like toothpaste underneath.
I could only see him, like, flailing his hands and arms and announcing during matches.
Then cutting his mic and saying racially insensitive stuff to people.
Cut something.
So, back to AAA here. Charlotte Flair actually got a lot of heat from AAA and from WWE and from wrestling fans in general because she was actually scheduled to be on an untelevised mega show that same Saturday where she was set to wrestle Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley to get some more, heat generated for the SummerSlam match. So all the billboards and all the signage and everything actually had Charlotte Flair in that triple threat match. So people actually showed up and they were ready to see that match. And then we find out she's in Mexico. She's down there with her absolutely jacked husband-to-be and her father.
Who has a couple kids in Mexico now, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, did you see that?
In about 9 months.
Did you see that? It's that viral video. It looks like Ric Flair, like he's eating some chick out on the bus. Did you see that? Oh my
Was
god!
it in Mexico?
No, I don't. So it
Or
was.
was it at a Greyhound station?
Yeah. So TMZ put it out, and it's like it's a guy that looks like Ric Flair if you put him in the microwave, and he is just going to town on some chick on a bus.
But current Ric Flair looks like Ric Flair in a microwave.
Think about that, but worse.
Woo!
Yeah. He's come out and he's denied. He's like, it's not me. And everyone's like, it kind of looks like you,
He's
man.
limousine riding. He ain't on the Greyhound. So how'd she get heat with AAA?
So she wanted to come out with Andrade, but the good thing is that because Tony Khan's done a very good job of collaborating with all these different promotions. Everyone calls it Forbidden Door, but really what it is, it's a good collaboration with all these with all these different places. So they actually Tony Khan was able to talk to the promoters down at AAA and say like, I don't want her coming out with Andrade. And then somehow Tony Khan got inside with some WWE people and said, hey, like, listen, one of your top megastars is going to come out in AAA with an AEW guy to wrestle another AEW guy for a AAA title. You need to wrangle her. And they're going to come out with the guy you just booted out of the company. And I guess like some insider for the company, like some like gopher, like called her and said, if you go out there, you're in a ton of fucking trouble. So she's already in trouble for missing the mega show, which she promised she'd be there and didn't show up. And then she tried to come out on another promotion.
She's just going wild.
She's doing whatever she wants to do. But that leads into what Andrade said after he got done with the match. Mind you, the match between Andrade and Kenny Omega was actually really good for AAA standards because you got two showmans here. I mean, these two guys really know how to put on a good wrestling match. Was it a 5-star? Not really. That's for the Young Bucks to do. But this was a good match. I really enjoyed it. I've watched it twice now. But Andrade wants his quote-unquote family in AEW, which already alludes to the legend of Ric Flair possibly being another sidecar to him with Chavo Guerrero. So could you imagine Ric Flair hopefully not trying to finger bang someone else on the AEW roster like try to do with Lacey Evans?
Keep him off the buses.
Keep him off the buses, people. Andrade wants his whole family there. That includes Charlotte Flair, which gets a little scary now because she thought she could just walk on AAA's stage and accompany him. So,
she's going a little loopy. I mean, in 10 more years, she's going to look like a cat. I'm just saying.
She already kind of does.
It's not like Natty Neidhart does.
Oh, yeah. It's been going the wrong way for a while here. But something's going the right way. Our boy Jon Moxley filed for some copyrights here, and they made me very excited. For a guy who kind of paid attention to some of the indies while Jon Moxley went away from the bigger companies, he filed for the Switchblades and the Switchblade Conspiracy. Now, for me, that got me very excited because I know he teamed up with good old Sami Callihan in XWX, and they were the Switchblades. Some other people kind of got a little excited, and they were thinking, oh, Switchblade, Jay White, but...
Why is Moxley
gonna...
Why
would he team up with Jay?
Yeah.
So... It's possible.
Well, when he cut that promo a few weeks ago where he said, I'm bringing a partner back that I haven't seen in a while, which that got the ball rolling immediately, and then this is just flamed the fire.
Yeah.
Or
I
fueled
can't
the fire,
wait, man. Sami Callihan is a fantastic wrestler, and Impact has improved significantly, and seeing that kind of crossover to bridge the two companies together is going to be just significantly important for the tag team scene on both sides, because right now you have the Super Elite holding titles for the AEW promotion and Impact promotion. So somebody has to show up and take those out. Now, Dynamite went on last night, and I hope that you're excited about this because now there's a tag team eliminator tournament, and our homeboys, Zero Miedo, are in it. And I think the Lucha Brothers are about to get their chance. It's a 4-team elimination.
Well, they got the first chance at him, too.
Well,
it's not.
I think it's time.
They held it first, right?
Who did?
Lucha Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need them back.
They need them back. And I think at this point, you're really going to see them get their chance.
Well, yeah, they need them back because I don't like anybody else in that tag team eliminator. I forget who the 4th team is now.
Yeah, the
private part. Oh, yeah, Varsity Blondes.
Varsity Blondes, which I like.
Yeah, but they're just not ready yet.
They're not ready yet. But
they're definitely in there to job.
Good showcase.
And they're going against Lucha Brothers in the first round.
They are. Yeah. And they're going to get crushed because Rey Fenix is going to jump 20 feet in the fucking air and take you out.
So they were on Dark, and I got to see that. I went nuts. Because I didn't know, like, for the Dark
They don't announce
the
anything.
AEW Dark matches, I had no idea who was coming out.
That's pretty cool. So you got to see the Lucha Brothers tag up. That's it.
Yeah, and El Idolo came out for like a little interference during that match too.
Nice.
So it was it was really cool.
It's I can't wait for the eventual backstab in the Death Triangle.
It's definitely it better happen.
It's got to happen. Yeah, then Pac can be like that eliminator. Maybe him and Kazarian can get together and just start taking people out.
Like the way you think.
Yeah, that's why I need to get a job writing for stuff instead of doing what I do for my regular 9 to 5. So last but not least here, before we go on to some other stuff, Lance Archer became what we thought he wasn't going to be, a transitional champion. He did drop the IWGP US title to the legendary Tanahashi. I mean, if you're going to drop it to somebody, drop it to a legend.
I guess. I mean, way to go, Lance. Way to carry that belt over to Japan for Moxley. So
Yeah, he saved on bagging fees because Lance travels light. It's a bunch of shirts with no sleeves on them and 2 pairs of leather pants. You can put the title in there. You're under 50 pounds.
Tattoo polish for that tramp stamp you got. we can still see it, Lance.
Yeah, dude. Listen, lasering is a thing. There's no way you can cover that up. What is that? The Ravens landscape? I don't know what the hell that is.
It was like legit. I think it was stars and wings when he was in TNA, and then he got it covered up with his mounds and like put a Jesus piece on the back now. So.
Get it fixed again.
Everybody dies except that tattoo.
Yeah, God. And sometimes you wish other things would. So this actually sets up a great dream match that Moxley. This sets up a really good dream matchup that Moxley talked to Tony Khan about. He's never wrestled Tanahashi before, so this actually sets up a rematch for the IWGP US title. And the other thing, too, the prelude to it, you saw Jon Moxley at the event where Archer dropped it.
Oh, so he did go to Japan.
No, it wasn't. It was only in LA.
Oh,
yeah, it was a show.
Well, then that makes.
It was the first the New Japan.
I guess it was so. Yeah, so New Japan wouldn't get that match.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
So now it's good. So I honestly could see. Well, here's the thing: it might happen. All Out is around the corner, and Jon Moxley needs a match. And what better way to have a great match than have Tanahashi, Jon Moxley go after the IWGP title on All Out?
That would be cool.
Yeah, I really enjoy that.
But he's also got the Switchblades coming in. So what's he gonna do? What's he doing?
What's he gonna do with Eddie Kingston?
What's he doing with all that?
What's he doing with all that?
I think
stuff?
Kingston's just gonna. I hope Kingston love his in-ring stuff. I hope he just ends up on the announce desk though.
That'd be so good. Why isn't he doing?
I could just listen to. Why doesn't he do like
Rampage.
a Joe Rogan type podcast? I'd listen to him talk for 4 hours.
There's no way you're getting Eddie Kingston to calm down the ADHD to write anything for a podcast.
Well, then just have him interviewed every week.
What do you think about this, Eddie? Like, let me fucking tell you how I think about that.
Again, this is just self-serving to me.
It's all
I'm not saying it's a good idea.
So speaking of self-serving, we we self-serve ourselves as some sponsors, and they self-serve themselves back to us. So when you support them, you support us, and when you support us, we can bring you some really cool stuff. So we're going to take a quick break for some ads, and if you hear something that you like, please check them out, and we'll see you on the other side. Bye!
And we buy some really cool stuff to self-serve ourselves.
I know what you're thinking right now. How do I get the downstairs hair care I need to impress my partner? Well, the boys have a little something for you.
That's right. You can take your grooming to the next level with the flagship of Smooth My Balls, the Turf Chopper 3.0. This pube-destroying trimmer uses stainless steel ceramic blade with micro-sized teeth to ensure you're covered by no-scrape technology.
Yep. No cuts, no nicks, no bumps, no hair pulls, and no mishaps. And when those pubes go a-flying, you can call in the backups, the Pube Muncher 1.0 and Sack Mat to ensure cleanup is a breeze. All these devices can be used in wet or dry conditions, and they're compact for easy travel storage and have fast charging technology.
Right now, our listeners can save 15% on their entire order by using our link, smoothmyballs.com/DWTB. That includes free shipping to the U.S.
That's right. So head on over to smoothmyballs.com/DWTB and tell them the boys sent you. Welcome back. Hopefully you heard something that you like. If you do, again, if you support them, you support us. And when you support us, we get to bring you some really cool stuff and we can self-serve ourselves. So before we go into anything else, this little indie podcast got 1,000 downloads while I was gone. So we actually reached a benchmark that I don't know if we ever thought we would get there. We're a little indie podcast.
Didn't know, and I didn't care. I was going to keep doing them.
Yeah. I love it that we have a small fan base. We're getting bigger as we go, and you guys make it so much fun because the interactions we have with you guys and knowing that you actually listen to our stuff and the 1K downloads really helps us out. So please keep rating, subscribing, sharing, telling your friends about it. If emailing us, doing whatever you want to do. We do this podcast for you guys as much as we do it for ourselves. So again, thank you for 1K downloads, and we hope to get another 1,000 in another 25 episodes. So thank you. So we threw it out to the Twitterverse for a show. Bleh. Hey guys, sometimes I try to make money with the words that come out of my mouth. But other times, I send things out to the Twitterverse for a showdown. And I asked you guys what your grade was for AEW Rampage #1. And you guys came out strong. 88% of you said it's an A, solid A. And 13% of you said it was a B. Other than that, we had no C's, no D's, and no fails. And I can't agree more. I think that you're at an A- for this card because the Miro match in the middle kind of slowed it down for me. But the signing of Fuego brought it back for me because it was a very heartfelt moment, and Sammy Guevara keeps tugging at my heartstrings. He just got engaged.
I've seen them together in like vlogs and stuff, and I just assumed it was his sister. I know this is really mean of me, but
it's not so unsafe to say because he did have that thing where he gave her like his action figure. If you remember that
I do remember.
And I thought and I honestly thought that was his sister because his mom was there. Yeah. Okay. And also, too, listen. I'm a big dude, so I wouldn't wear a tight T-shirt to show off my man boobs. I don't know why she wore a nightgown, too.
She pulled out her finest moo-moo.
Yeah, she got on a fucking nightgown and came out and stood before, like, 5,000 people and got engaged, too.
Tony Schiavone was actually dressed better than somebody.
It's amazing. Him and Don Callis actually outshined somebody with that crushed fucking blue.
Don Callis looks phenomenal.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
When I'm in my 60s, I'm rocking that stuff. Although I'm not tall enough to pull that off. He's a tall man.
He's a tall man. He's a tall, weird, carny-looking fuck. So, Adam, we are back up in this bitch, and I gotta know, we got beers. It's round 2, so let's put it together. Call it round 2 beers. What do we got?
Round 2 beers. We went out of the city of Pittsburgh. We went out of the state of Pennsylvania, and we went to my favorite brewery on the East Coast, hands down. We got some Burial straight out of Asheville, North Carolina. Baby. And it is their Saison for the summer, and it is called Blade and Sheath. So this is coming in at 6% ABV. Like I said, I'm not going to describe to you what Burial is. If you don't know, look it up online. They're one of the biggest craft breweries on the East Coast, and they are very into their heavy metal imagery, the name of their beers. They do some great stouts. They do some great IPAs. And this might be the first Saison I've had from them.
Yeah, so like Adam said, coming out of Asheville, North Carolina, Burial is all about the heavy metal, and they do have a dedicated artist, David Paul Seymour. And if you want to hear more about David Paul Seymour, you actually go to our buddies over at Hop Nation USA. They actually got to interview the artist for Burial, and it was a great interview, and you get to hear how they collaborate together with the brewery. Fantastic interview.
Yeah, it was a really cool episode.
It's kind of cool to hear people who admittedly say they can't draw give their ideas to a man who does nothing but draw, and he comes up with all these cool ideas. This is actually one of the first beers I've had from Burial because I don't get to sample a lot of things from down North Carolina outside of like Revelry and Lo-Fi and stuff like that. So I can tell you right now, just the artwork alone, and I've said this before, I'm a sucker for can art, so I would see this and pick it up. It's sick. I like it a lot. And coming off for a Saison, it's got a nice cloudiness to it. It's got good head on it. It smells delicious, a little fruity. What do you think of it, Adam?
Yeah, it's definitely got that wheat character to it, giving it that little bit of haze. Got a nice sweetness to it. The Saison spiciness and like funk, as I call it, is pleasant. Like some Saisons I don't like because that's like just too harsh. It gets too much into like a farmhouse territory. But no, really, really enjoy this one. No off flavor to it. Just really clean, really solid.
I really like the spiciness to it off the rip, and it kind of stays there. It almost kind of reminds me of like coriander almost when it kind of sticks in my mouth a little bit.
It probably is coriander, I would guess.
It's
I'm getting that too.
Yeah, it's kind of sticking there a little bit.
But for six, it tastes a little lighter than a 6. It does taste very summery. I really enjoy this.
That's a sneaky beer.
Glad I got a 6-pack of it.
Absolutely. And if you want to find what's going on with Burial Beer, all you have to do is search them out. Burial Beer. They are on all social media. I think for me on our thing, we interact a lot on Twitter. That was our big thing, was on Twitter. And again, if you want to find out what's going on with that, the illustrator, Mr. David Paul Seymour, check out Hop Nation. I think it was like episode 206 or something like that. No, 210, because we were on 208.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was 210.
Yeah, Hop Sipping with the Boys was 208. We had Spicy Boy Summer.
Your memory is impeccable. I drink too much beer for that.
I think it's because I drink so much beer that I remember things. We do things while we're drunk, and then I get drunk and I remember things.
Remember this.
Yeah. So speaking of spicy stuff, spooky season is right around the corner, Adam, and we're going to see a lot of things we truly love. Halloween, horror movies, finally some dark beers, and for some just terrible reason, pumpkin flavored stuff.
Here it comes.
So pumpkin spice lattes were all the rage for several years, and it did not take long for this trend to catch fire with other companies in some of the weirdest ways possible. So Delish.com went out and found 13 of the worst ranked pumpkin spice abominations that will make you gag. So Adam, this is a collaborative Mount Rushmore. I challenge you
to try to pick 4 pumpkin spice things I like.
I really think
this is gonna be tough.
We got out of these 13 when I think you snuck in some surprises. So let's just say out of these pumpkin spice things that we pick 4 collaboratively that we would take with us and use.
Okay.
So
can I vent about pumpkin spice right now?
You can. I want to give you the floor.
Last week I was down at Stage AE for a concert.
Yeah.
Billy Strings we talked about in the prior episode.
Dust in the bag, baby.
Yeah. So August 11th, go to Southern Tier. Just want like a good session IPA, something light. The only light thing they had on was 8 days a week. Get in the garbage can. And then they had Pumpkin on already, Warlock already, Rum King already, and 2 times Xmas on already.
So just die.
Yeah, and then like Unearthly was on, which is like one of my favorites. But 9% didn't want to get trashed before the concert. Like, there was like 2 light beers and like a couple seltzers. And I'm like, well, why is Pumpkin on? Pumpkin does sneak in August. I get that.
It does.
Why is 2 times Xmas on August 11th?
Adam, are you telling me that you're a Scrooge?
Oh, I'm a Scrooge. I hate Christmas beers.
Oh, I hate Christmas beers with a passion. Everyone who talks about like the spicy like beers that you're supposed to drink at like 50 degrees or the fuck, go jump off a bridge. I don't want any of that crap. Xmas beers to me are in a league of things that I enjoy the least. I kind of put them akin to the Cold Snap. It's like
it's a similar spice.
Yeah, spice for nothing. You're just like, you take a style that I like and you just like, we're going to throw clove in it and we're going to call it elf farts or whatever, like some stupid name like unwanted presents, ugly Christmas sweater. I don't want any of it. You know what I want during Christmas time? I want a robust coffee stout because I want that in Christmas time, Thanksgiving time, Easter time, anytime, all the time.
4th of July.
Every fucking day of the year, make it a coffee stout. Make it imperial, make it thin, make it thick. I don't care. Put lactose in it. Coffee porters, coffee stouts. Fuck Christmas. I don't like it. I don't like Christmas in general. I don't like coffee. I don't like Xmas beers at all.
I didn't mean to get us off track off of the pumpkin spice.
It's okay. Yeah. Fuck Christmas. So let's take a look at all these different things we got going on here, and we'll break them down. These are all real, by the way. These are all real things. So, Adam, first off the rip here, we have pumpkin spice chicken sausage. This might play okay.
Are you going? Are we? We're not picking right now. We're just going to give brief.
We're going to go down through each one.
I do say that doesn't sound awful.
Doesn't sound awful. Depends on how you're going to prepare it. I don't really know how you're going to do like the spiciness. Are you going to mix it with peppers, onions? I don't know. But then again, too, are there pumpkin spice onions?
I would just put like a little sweet barbecue on that thing.
That might work out. Yeah. No. I'd go the opposite. I'd put like really hot shit on it.
That would work too. That would work too.
Pumpkin pie Pringles.
Well, we already jumped the shark.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It went from something that seems kind of palatable to something that I would probably use to feed seagulls to kill them.
Yeah, and one of my favorite chip brands too. I love me some Pringles.
Oh yeah,
but you know they're going to do that flavor right, and I don't want it.
Yeah, and I also the one thing that I will say for Pringles, thank goodness you do this. As a man with gigantic hands, I can't fit my hands inside the cans, and when I get drunk, I forget that I can tilt the cans upside down to grab the chips out as like a slide board. But I will say this: I hope whatever part of the factory that pumpkin pie Pringles are made in catches fire. No one gets hurt, but I just hope that part of the factory explodes. I don't want any part of that. Pumpkin spice sauce, and that's I think that's spaghetti sauce.
Oh,
which might not be so bad.
That might not be too bad.
Yeah.
That might make it. That might make it.
How about pumpkin spice hummus? Sounds terrible.
That could be.
I don't know, man.
It could be okay on the right cracker. Like get a pumpernickel cracker.
Yeah, how about
or like those pumpernickel dried bread things. I don't know what the fancy name for those is.
What I'm going to say is, how about you put that cracker on the tip of a knife and then just
feed it to Excalibur.
Feed it to Excalibur. So then we got, this one makes no sense to me, Pumpkin Patch Pop Rocks. So it's candy.
It's candy.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense.
It's kind of easy.
Yeah.
Probably not terrible, but I don't think it's going to make it.
But do you remember like when Pop Rocks finally stopped popping, they just melt in your mouth and you're just coated with the flavor?
No. I stopped eating those quite a while ago.
I had some a little bit ago.
You have kids.
I'm
not saying that's why you have them.
They don't eat them.
I'm just giving you the out.
I don't eat it. Pop Rocks for life, motherfucker. Pumpkin spice salmon. Now, the reason why this is different is because it's different because it's a dry rub that's pumpkin spice and it goes on the salmon. Then you cook the salmon how you want to, but it's dry rubbed with pumpkin spice.
Nope. Go to hell. Go to hell. I'm very picky about my salmon too. Like, there's no fucking way I'm eating that.
Well, what about putting some pumpkin spice salsa on it? That's next on our list.
I've actually had that before.
Is it good?
Aldi had one.
Really?
No.
Tasted
like shit.
It's
tasted like pumpkin mush.
Ew.
With like
the
a little
shit
bit
you
of
scoop
yeah.
out.
It's just like you dripped some of that like pumpkin pie mix into a thing of salsa.
That sounds disgusting.
Mixed it together. Oh, it was awful.
Is it like this? Like the mouthfeel of it too? Is it like salsa?
Yes. No.
It's thicker.
Yep. It's
Gross.
like applesauce.
Book that.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
It's applesauce consistency. Yeah.
That's really disgusting.
It was really gross.
Well, you could take that pumpkin spice salsa and dump your pumpkin tortilla chips into it.
Yeah, or you could dump your pumpkin spice salsa right in the toilet. Because that's where it belongs.
I've had pumpkin tortilla chips. I will say that.
I have not. How were those?
They don't taste like anything. Because I think at some point the pumpkin spice kind of cancels out the taste of a tortilla chip, and it just kind of like it's like eating sand. I mean, it's not good. It's not bad. It doesn't fill you up. It just kind of gives you tummy grumbles.
God,
not a big fan of it.
Too many people staying home this year.
Yeah, a lot of people staying home.
Too many at-home parents just getting bored and
yes.
Mixing stuff.
Oh, you ever tried mustard on watermelon? No, motherfucker. I also don't like tortilla chips made out of pumpkin.
Yeah, and also keep pumpkin spice off my salmon. You fucking assholes. I'm so mad about that.
I know. I felt the heat crank up from
God.
you. How about some pumpkin spice water? It's carbonated water.
No.
That it's clear, but it has like
it's festive. Sparkling water is fancy, but
because still water's for poor people.
Yeah.
So I will say this: you know what would be cool with this pumpkin spice water if you substitute that in if you were making like cookies instead of using the regular water.
You don't put water in cookies, do you?
Sometimes you
Isn't
do.
it milk?
Sometimes.
I don't bake. I don't know.
I watch my wife do it sometimes.
You could boil pumpkin spice chicken sausage in the pumpkin spice water. No, it sucks. No, I tried to save it, tried to justify it. No.
And then you can summon the pumpkin spice god, and it sounds like this. Oh my god! Have you guys put on your flannel yet?
You can drink your pumpkin spice water after the pumpkin comes and fucks your pumpkin spice mouth off. That's fuck that.
Well, when you're done with that, you might need some pumpkin spice hand sanitizer because that's next on the list right here. Or how about this?
That's okay, but I don't want to smell like pumpkin spice all day.
That's the thing I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like when you use hand sanitizer, unless you like continue on with your day and like touch a bunch of stuff,
Yeah,
you
'cause
smell whatever it is.
I've had some offensive pumpkin spice soup on my hand before.
I've had some just regular ass soap that I couldn't stand, and just knowing that could be a vehicle to pumpkin spice makes me shudder. I'm very worried about that. Not as worried as I am about the next thing though. Pumpkin spice hookah tobacco.
Your boys had it.
You've had that?
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
It doesn't hurt, but it dries your mouth out.
It has to, man.
Real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: why?
So it was back when I was into hookah, which was
Yesterday.
around. No, it was,
Adam sits cross-legged outside of hookah bars and bitches about fucking espresso.
there is a hookah behind you, but I don't use it anymore. But no, it was when I was getting into craft beer actually. So the first year I was into craft beer, Dogfish,
Yeah.
Pumpkin Ale.
Yeah.
Is their big one. Was huge. So I went on I got white girl wasted and I fucking bought pumpkin spice everything I could find. And I was really into hookah at the time.
Yeah.
So naturally I got
Pumpkin spice.
hookah tobacco and I used it twice I think and threw it away.
What's actually a fun fact about Adam is that he actually subscribes to Hookah Smoker Quarterly, so he actually gets the magazine sent to him.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
Super chill.
Super chill. There's also this one. I don't know why this was on here. Pumpkin spice fish bait.
Hey, you know what? If you got to use the pumpkin spice in something,
Yeah.
give it to the fishes.
Do you think that fish actually like pumpkin that much that they'll actually bite onto that?
I don't know. If it smells bad. I mean, you'd have to mix it with something that smells
Yeah.
even worse than pumpkin spice.
Well, going on to something that is kind of akin to what you've already had, there's pumpkin spice cigarillos.
Never had that, I don't think. I did have a lot of different
Yeah.
cigarillos, cigars, but
So this is like, I looked at the pack, and it was like it was like more like blunt style. So it looks like you could split it and repack it with weed. So I'm only assuming like around fall time that.
still no.
Yeah. No.
Still no.
So then some surprise entrance here.
Oh, you know what? I do remember working at Cheats in White Owl. Made like blunts that were pumpkin spice.
Kid,
What's wrong, buddy?
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Did you not put number 14 in the list?
Pumpkin fucking spice water based lubricant.
I got into your notes again.
Yeah, you did. Pumpkin fucking.
Yeah, it's like that show, Pumpkin Chucking.
Yeah, pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's
Pumpkin funkin'.
It's a different kind of chucking. So we'll add it. I mean, I can't say no to this because.
I can't say if it's real or not, but
Well, I would say
I
because
hated your pumpkin list so bad. I
I
added
know.
some of my own.
If hand sanitizer is real, then I'd only assume that the spice water based lubricant has to be out there somewhere. Add a little cinnamon to your foreplay and spice it up, huh?
Throw
Get
it right
it?
in there with your
Get it?
pumpkin spice salmon rub.
Oh God. And then lastly, one we actually just heard about not too long ago, it's the pumpkin spice cupo noodle, which is actually a new thing that used to be a myth, but now it's real. Much like the 511 tactical kilts that came out during
Right.
April Fools.
Yeah.
This is a very April Fool's-ish kind of thing.
It got memed into reality.
It did.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now that if I had to pick between that and like the other foods, that would be the one that I'd probably pick. 'Cause I think cup of noodle can like
So you can pick anything that's actually good with pumpkin spice.
you
But there's Mount
can
Rushmore.
you can.
Oh, so we can add other stuff? Like what about just pumpkin spice coffee?
No. We're gonna go off here because here's the thing though. You could like there's other stuff out there that's good. That's pumpkin spice.
Yeah, pumpkin beer is all right. Not in August.
Some pumpkin beers.
Not in August.
Which-
in October.
Oh my god. You know when I really like pumpkin beers? When they go on sale in January.
Yeah, and they've been sitting on the shelves for 6
Yeah.
months already.
When I crack the bottle and it's like, it's not the carbonation flying off the bottle, it's the dust.
Yeah.
So, Adam, we can do this one of two ways. We can pick the worst four, or we can pick the four we would take to our friend's house to like consume with them. Which one do you want to do?
We can try to do the best. That's how Mount Rushmore is supposed to.
Okay. So we will pick the best of the worst.
We do have to name something for the 4 worst though at some point.
Yeah.
Be like Mount fuck offs more.
Yeah, with something like Mount Failsmore or something like that. So
Mount Pumpkin fucking.
Yeah, Mount Pumpkin fucking Spice Water Based Lubricant. So, Adam, I'm gonna, because usually we go who has the better list, but I want to say because you added Pumpkin fucking Spice Water Based Lubricant, I'm gonna give you the first pick.
Oh, that's making it. It might not even be a real.
No. I'm just saying.
But whoever makes it might sponsor us now.
KY probably. I mean, I'd only assume.
Good old Kentucky.
Yeah. So, if you want to pick the first head on the Mount Rushmore of the best of the worst pumpkin things, according to delish.com, search out delish.com.
Oh, so that's where you got this best of the worst.
No,
On
this
Delish.
is y'all. Yeah, this is like their abomination list.
Okay.
This is what they feel
Except
is.
for those last two.
The last two are legit.
Oh, I'll throw a pumpkin spice chicken sausage on there right away.
Yeah, I would say you kind of have to.
Sausage gets a lot of forgiveness from me.
Yeah.
It has to be pretty bad for me not to eat it.
I would agree with that. I think sausage can be doctored up in a million different ways. So great first pick. And also, too, how can you not pick sausage in general? I mean, you can kind of put whatever the hell you want on there, and I'm probably going to eat it. So we're going to go ahead and throw the sausage on there. So Adam's bringing the sausage. So that means I got to bring something else to go along with it. And
probably a lube so we can fit it.
Yep. I'm going to actually pick the pumpkin spice cup of noodle because I feel like, well, hear me out. This is what I'm saying. Whenever you get done, like, cooking it up, the noodles don't have a flavor. Whatever the flavor packet is what the thing tastes like. So you're kind of just eating like a hot pumpkin pie.
It just depends. I'm just thinking of all of the sodium with the pumpkin flavor.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how that's going to play.
Well,
You're really doing like a salty with a sweet or savory.
Well, we don't know that, though. We don't know.
No, they might have taken the salt down.
They might have. Can we assume they've taken the salt down and just say that it just has like that sweet,
I will give you a
spicy-
bonus. If you put enough MSG in it, it'll
You
taste
eat
fine.
anything, yeah,
It'll taste good.
yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
There's definitely MSG in those things.
There has to be. Otherwise, you're not going to sell any of them. So, number 3, what do you got? You're down to like nothing. It went from like the two things that are palatable at all to
No,
nothing.
I got something because I have justification for it.
Okay.
I'm going with the pumpkin spice fish bait because I'd rather have pumpkin spice in my fish than on my fish. Fuck you again, pumpkin spice salmon rub. Oh my god. It made me talk bad about pumpkin today.
I know. I was amazed.
I turned pumpkin into
Yeah,
a molester.
you did. You turned him into a molester.
Hey, I mean, well, classically, that's how kings were too. So
That's true. They're alabaster white and never went outside, and everything came to them, including children. So
it's crooked teeth mentals.
I don't know where I'm going to go here because we don't have a lot of things left that I would be confident in saying I want.
I hate it so much.
I almost want to pick pumpkin spice salmon just to piss you off.
Oh, I'll veto it immediately.
Yeah, but you can't though because we have to argue why.
Yeah, I'll argue why anything else on the list is better than that.
So okay, so we're taking this to what? Like a party? Is the Mount Rushmore coming with us to something? Like
Yeah, do we hate the people we're taking it to?
That's a great question.
Did they like steal something from us and we hate them now?
Then I'm definitely taking the pumpkin spice salmon to them.
But I thought we were taking it to somebody we like.
I think we're taking it so we can share it with our friends.
Yeah,
So
don't take the.
So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pick, because it helps everyone kind of come together here. I'm picking the pumpkin spice hookah tobacco. Because I feel like we all get cross-legged and just kind of...
You just really like ripping on me for my poor early 2000s decision.
I kind of do. I really do. But I also think that it gives us an opportunity to kind of hang out with each other and get a little hookah tobacco in our lungs and shoot the shit. It can't be that bad.
I had to stop it because I couldn't drink beer and smoke hookah at the same time. It was
That is
giving
tough.
me terrible headaches.
Well, it's because you're like dumping thousands of milligrams of nicotine into your body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I'd smoke for like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. And it's not like you're taking like a little of a hookah. You go, yeah, it's fucking incredible.
And Papa here doesn't know how to not inhale.
You
I
don't.
inhale
Everything.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't calmly take it and you just go, that's all for my lungs.
Pumpkin fucking.
So I'm taking the hookah tobacco. So if you want to come hang out at the Jojitorium during pumpkin season, you can look forward to these 4 things: pumpkin spice chicken sausage, pumpkin spice cup of noodles, some pumpkin spice fish bait, and some pumpkin hookah tobacco.
Could you imagine if you came over here and had all that? You'd never come back.
I wouldn't be friends
Sounds
with you, I think.
terrible.
If that, like, you know, it'd be really crazy if you're like, dude, check out what I got. Like, if you were excited about it.
Hey, I want to bring the whole room together. Let me light a pumpkin spice candle. While
Yeah.
we're at it.
I really want to make sure you know that I really want you to die inside. Let me light this pumpkin spice candle.
I might have had pumpkin spice chicken sausage before too.
It sounds
might
like
have. I don't
something
know.
that would be served to you unexpectedly by somebody.
I had a very big weakness, and then I got burnt completely out. I don't do anything pumpkin spice except
Yeah.
beer now. I think
Well, I do get the Death Wish coffee pumpkin.
can't even do that.
I like it. I like that
It's
one.
my
It's subtle.
least hated pumpkin spice coffee. I got through the bag, but
It's subtle for me.
Yeah.
I like it. I think that's why I like it. But it's weird though because I don't do the pumpkin spice lattes. I don't do any of that stuff like pumpkin pie lattes or anything.
fuck you don't.
Ugh, I don't, man. It gets bad for my tum tum. I get sick.
You get the boom booms.
I get the boom booms. I drink it at noon, and I'm just on the toilet by 2.
You do some fancy coffees, just not the.
I
pumpkin
do.
spice ones.
I do though. Yeah, I would say like. Well, I just had one before I went to work today. I had the Casacaro Nitro cold brew.
Damn, you sound fancy as
I
fuck.
do, but it's not fancy at all.
Okay.
It's like the flour that holds the cocoa bean. They grind it down and make cream foam out of it.
Oh,
It's super light on calories and low on sugar, but it gives a little bit of a
were
sweetness
you
to
getting
it.
that? The place is called Casacaro?
No. The flour is called
Oh, okay.
Casacaro.
Where are you getting that at?
Starbucks.
Oh.
Yeah, nothing crazy. No, I didn't have a chance to swing by any of the cool places. I went to the chain. So screwed up there because trust me, if there's a good place around me on the way to work, I would definitely stop there.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was a Prima find or not.
No, La Prima is the shit.
Yes, it is.
So we always ask you guys for your listener questions, comments, and whatevs, and you guys did not fail with bringing us some fun stuff. So number 1, Adam, what hobby, activity, or sport do you miss the most from your childhood, and why?
I didn't really read ahead onto these. So, just top of mind, you get my first reaction. I miss dodgeball.
Yeah. What were you the kind of guy that like hung on the side and waited?
No, I was like a back line. I was like on the back line trying to catch.
So I played dodgeball with a kid in high school, and he would get a ball and go sit on like in the gym and go sit like where all the kids were out.
Oh, he's using like a little hide and go seek tactic.
Oh no, but he did this thing. I almost pissed myself laughing. Someone would come up to the line to throw the ball, and he'd scream, "Sniper!" He'd run out from everybody else and just fucking peg people.
Pop 'em.
It was great. Yeah, dodgeball's great.
Yeah, that and I played a lot of deck hockey when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I kind of miss that, but that's a lot more running than dodgeball. So
Yeah.
I'll go with dodgeball.
Well,
If I could peg adults in my adulthood, oh my god, it would be great.
it's like, where's that PSL sign up for that, man? Let me
Yeah,
let me
exactly.
sign up for that one.
I keep getting signups for softball leagues.
Softball and kickball, I don't care. Get dodgeball. Watch what
Sorry.
happens.
Papa doesn't want to blow out his fucking
Yeah,
ACL.
and it'll happen
Yeah.
too. It'll happen. Speaking of blowing out ACLs, my favorite thing I used to do when I was a kid was skateboarding, and I miss it a lot. I used to skateboard every day, all day, from sun up to
I thought
sundown.
you were going to say soccer.
I do miss soccer to a degree, but then when I started playing, like for my high school, it lost its luster because it became more of like a job, you know. So I don't know, but like skating was cool because I got to hang out with other people from other towns and stuff, and like you could just pack up your stuff in a car and go to a different town, like 10 miles out, and hook up with like 20 people and skate all day, not spend any money. Just
Yeah,
go
that's true.
do your thing.
Very true.
I miss that a lot. So this is a good one. What is the dumbest shit you've ever done while drunk? Your brain's like, well, that thing, and this thing, and that.
There's so
It's a lot.
many. Dumbest thing that I can recall at the moment is we were out for Halloween.
Is that when you were Peter Pan?
No. Oh, when I was Peter Pan? No,
Yeah.
no, I was never Peter Pan.
Who were?
It was the year I was out with somebody dressed as Peter Pan.
Oh, yeah.
It was our good buddy Zach.
Oh, God.
It was that year.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I lived in D.C. A couple.
You wore a lot of spandex during Halloween. I know that.
Not this year though. I do now.
Yeah. Now, not at Halloween.
But I was a bit younger. I was probably like 23, 24. So some Pittsburgh friends came down to D.C. My D.C. friends were also hanging. So it was one of those situations where you're got all your friends together. We took the subway into D.C. to go to a overpriced bar to drink Jack and Cokes and whatever. I was dressed like a cowboy. And I had
cowboy shit.
Yeah. And I had a mustache glued on my face because I can't grow one. And had a lot of Jack and Cokes. Passed out in the bar.
Yeah.
Spilled a $10 Captain and Coke on my cowboy vest. They got me back. I had to be carried to the subway station, but as you know, Adam wakes up at some point.
Yes.
So as we got to the subway station, I didn't feel like getting my wallet out. So I jumped the turnstile at the subway station, got on the subway. We made it like 4 stops. I said, I have to pee, ran off the train with nobody, jumped the turnstile again, went and peed in a bush not right outside of the White House, but too close to the White House. Yeah. Snipers definitely saw my wee-wee. Jumped back on the subway. Got like 3 more stops towards home. Vomited everywhere in the subway. Then went and insisted on getting sheets. Ordered like 10 chicken tenders and passed out before I ate any of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Classic Adam.
So that's probably like I've done more dumb stuff, but that was stretched over like 3 hours of dumb shit.
That was wow, man.
Yeah, our buddy Zacharico had to carry me to the subway, and then I just acted a fool. Like I guarantee, as soon as I jumped that first turnstile, he was like,
"That's it."
Should have just left him at the bar.
Just left him there doing cowboy shit, sad cowboy stuff. Oh my God, mine only took place in one venue. All right, so I was my wonderful wife took me to one of her friends' weddings. It was forever ago. It's been years. But what plays well into the story is that we had to stay in a hotel that was a 20-minute shuttle ride from the hotel to the reception area. Now, I show up, and I have some degenerate friends. I do. You're my most well-cut just friend. You don't do crazy shit. You don't like shoot heroin into your
I
eyeballs.
was hungover at your wedding.
You were, but we all were.
I rallied though.
You did. You did a great job.
I drank a lot of Jack Daniels and felt fine.
You did. It was good though. You did a great job. I was so happy.
Not to get way off topic.
Yeah.
I was only hungover at your wedding because your wedding venue had freaking Spooky Tooth on draft.
Yes.
And it was the appropriate time. It was October.
Yes.
So
it was great.
It wrecked me the night before.
Oh, dude. And that's not a far stretch. I think we all got a little tuned up that night. So I go to this wedding and I show up there. My buddy, who I'm not gonna say his name, but he just got done serving his probation sentence for a second DUI. And it was actually the first night he was no longer under supervision. So he comes to me and goes, "Hey man, do you know the groom is a salesman for Southern Tier?" I said, "No, I didn't know that." He goes, "Oh yeah." And then he also works with the State Store. So he has bottles of stuff behind there. So we saw Fireball behind the counter. So my buddy is like, "Hey man, every time I go up there, every time you grab a beer, you got to take a shot of Fireball." And I was like, okay, it's not, whatever.
You're friends with Pitbull?
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide.
Fireball.
God, I hate that. I'm taste averted now because of this. So, Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305. So,
it can only be one or the other.
Yeah, it's still one of the.
I'm worldwide. No, just the zip
just
code.
a 305. So,
or zip code, area code. Fuck, idiot. Talk to Ludacris.
Move, bitch. So, we, mind you, I'm into craft beer at this time. So I see that there's like 13 different kinds of Southern Tier bottles behind there. Like everything you could fathom behind the bar. So I'm like, I'm going to try all those. And they're giving you full bottles. So I had 13 beers and 13 shots in roughly 2 hours. So Papa's wrecked. I don't remember what happened because I sat down and the lights turned off. This big body went out. But much like blacking out, your body keeps going because your mind is pushing it to things. But it just says, hey, man, you're not going to remember any of this.
Right.
So my wife then proceeded to tell me that I went to get my food in buffet style and just kept slamming things onto my plate and talking shit about the food while like family of the bride and groom are around me. I'm like, these fucking potatoes are underdone. Was it a pork chop or a chicken breast? Who fucking knows? Probably pink on the inside anyway. I'm gonna get salmonella. Just like slamming shit on my plate. And then there's only green beans, and I fucking hate green beans. So I just gotta eat them anyway. Gotta get your protein. Fuck, slamming on my plate. And I carried it over, just like, and I'm very polite most of the time.
Can I get some Fireball for this dry ass pork chop?
I'm usually pretty polite when I'm walking through crowds.
Absolutely.
I'm just telling people, move, move, move. I sit down with my plate, and my wife said I would take a bite of food and then say how bad it was very loudly during the cake cutting, during the first dance, during quiet moments. All you could hear is me in the background going, "Fuck this chicken, it's dry as fuck." And they're just trying to have like a nice moment. I'm ruining it.
Look at Mrs. Two Left Feet up there.
Oh, glad you took the dance lessons. Ballroom my ass. So I'm ruining their wedding. My buddy, who just got done serving time for a DUI on probation, he is going around to people at the same time that I'm yelling about food during quiet times, walking up to tables of people he does not know and going, "Have you guys met Zach Banner?" And everyone's like, or Bruce Banner. He's like, "You guys meet Bruce Banner?" Everyone's like, "Who the fuck is Bruce Banner?" He goes, "It's the Hulk!" And he kept ripping his shirt open, just popping buttons. And there's like, he would just shoot buttons on their tables. And then he would rebutton his shirt and giggle and run away. So the combo move of me yelling like an angry person about food that I'd never cooked, and then him being the Hulk, we effectively ruined a wedding. And then my wife lost track of me for roughly a half an hour and found me puking on someone's car.
Not where I thought that was going to be.
I was puking on
So whose friend was this? Yours or hers?
Hers.
No, not anymore.
No. Oh, totally. So bless my wife's heart, she was able to corral me and put me on the shuttle, took me back to the hotel room, took my shoes off. I slept in my suit. She's like, "You're an asshole. I'm not doing that much. You're just not going to sleep in your shoes."
Surprised she didn't beat you to death with the ice bucket.
She probably could have, and I wouldn't remember. Like, why does my head hurt? You fell down. So fast forward to like when all the thank you letters are coming out, and we got one, and it just said, "Thank you, my wife," not me, not the couple.
They probably figured you separated by then.
Oh, for sure. They're like, "There's no way she's still with him." Joke's on you. I got 2 kids with her. So, yeah, roughly 4 hours.
You guys married at the time?
No.
Not yet. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
She
So
still
they were
had
just like, she'll take care of it.
Yeah, she'll make a better decision. She's going to. Yeah, so ruined a wedding.
Nice.
Nicely, too. I threw up on like a nice car, too, like a BMW.
Well, I mean, if you're going to do it, make it count. You know what I mean?
So then...
Maybe their chicken breast shouldn't look like pork chops.
That's what I'm saying. Don't tell me it's chicken when it's pork. If you could go back in time, Adam, and punch anybody directly in their, what they said, eager face.
Eager face.
It means they really want it. Who would it be and why?
There's a very eager gentleman at Rampage this week that I have to get back to. But I'm just going to go with a general type of person.
Excalibur?
But I saw it. No, I use him too much. It is the people that record everything on their fucking phones when they're at a live event or a concert.
Yeah.
Anything live.
Yep.
Punch those motherfuckers right in the face. Actually, like, I'd line it up in their camera so they could see my fist coming, get it all on recording, and I'll punch their phone into their face.
That's nice.
Maximum damage.
I like it.
Yeah, this guy, and I get it. If you want to do it for 10 seconds or do it for, if it's at a wrestling show, for your favorite wrestler entering the ring, cool. Really cool. That's fine. This guy was, this specific example, I don't like anybody that films a whole song because they're usually right in front of me and 6'5", and
Yeah.
it's already hard enough to see around you, idiot. And it sounds like shit. Play it back.
Right.
Play it back once.
It's the same people like record fireworks.
Yeah. But it was even.
Shut up.
It was even. So I already get annoyed with it at concerts. It was
Yeah.
even worse at a live to TV taping of a TV show, wrestling event. Because this guy's taping everything.
I'm an insider.
We're on the hard camera side. So there's just boom arms for the floating cameras in your cell phone shot, idiot, number one. Two, he was doing his own commentary and then laughing at his own commentary.
He sounds
And
like a terrible person.
three, it's on TNT. You can go home and watch it on demand. It'll be there by the time you get home.
Yeah,
And guess what? And guess what? They did a better job shooting it than you.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, he would be like, and it wouldn't even be like he's practicing trying to do commentary, because it'd just be like, oh, he got driven here. He's pretending to be Excalibur. That's fine. He'd be like, whoa, didn't see that coming. Yo, 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 yo. And he had the worst laugh. Cell phone just glowing next to my face, because it's dark up where I was sitting. But his cell phone was glowing right on my temple the whole night, because he was right next to me. And just yucking it up. Didn't say shit to anybody else.
Was he
I
was he
don't know.
with somebody else?
Yeah, his girlfriend, he made her sit the row behind us.
Wow.
That row was empty, so she was just up there. Probably
hey.
being embarrassed.
Hey, Denise, go back there. You don't need to be here when I bust a load watching Britt Baker come out.
Fuck away from me, dude. Yeah, so, I punched that guy. Yep.
So you go back to last, Friday. and
That's the
punch that
last
guy.
example of it I have. But it's at every, it's at every show.
Oh, yeah.
At
Every
every
single
show,
one,
there's
yeah.
somebody in front of you or next to you doing the same damn thing. It's like, fine, record your favorite song, even...
Which is cool.
Or you want to send 20 minutes to show your friends where you got your
Yeah.
seats or whatever. I get it.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But to record a whole concert
Yeah.
or a whole wrestling match, especially when it's going to be on TV, like the concert probably won't be on TV. Like you're not going to see that performance again. All right, I get it. Not my thing.
Yeah.
But when somebody was doing it at a TV taping, I was like, you're just on another level of stupid.
Yeah.
And somebody needs to put you in your place.
Whatever happened to just taking a photo, by the way? You know, like...
It doesn't move, man.
I just don't get it. Like, I need to see the moving pictures.
Bro, it just doesn't move.
I do this. I go to things that
If I take pictures, if I took pictures at AEW, I could only catch the Cierto or the Mierdo. But with video, I get the whole thing.
the whole thing. Take a boomerang, motherfucker. So, oh my god. So I also picked a certain kind of person, and you're really going to appreciate this. So when I was growing up, there was a certain kind of person in, I want to say 2002, 2003, when techno music was very, very popular, and everyone was doing the moves and the dances. And I'm not saying I didn't do it. I'm saying I didn't do it. I loved that stuff too. I liked Darude. I was super into it. However, the people who decided to form circles whenever you were at raves or whatever, and they're like, I'm so good at this, I'm going to open the pit up in the techno scene and I'm going to show you what I can do. And then they don't do anything. I hate them.
Well, did they just not do anything, or
No.
they just did shitty stuff?
So everyone knows the wave movements with your hands,
Right.
and that's the common thing. If you're just vibing to the music, you would do that. This person would pretend they're doing that and just shuffling their feet, and they're like, I'm a god.
But I need to do this by myself.
I
and
do this by
everybody has to watch
myself.
me.
You guys all stop. You watch me. And they also had...
I would have napalm blasted the whole club because I was just all that shit annoyed me.
But it was watching someone ruin everyone else's time, especially if you were vibing.
For a look at me thing.
Yeah, a very...
So a gender reveal party.
that burns half of California to the ground. Yeah, very much so. You know what? I changed my answer. Anyone has a gender reveal party, I'm going to come back and punch you in the face. You ruined...
As soon as you were something, you ruined everybody else's. Yeah, you ruined my Saturday.
Yeah.
With your fucking pink cake. Thanks a lot.
Well, it's not even that. Who fucking cares?
It's a girl. You could have found that out weeks ago.
Yeah. Go to the ultrasound. You can find out. Also, too, How many times do you watch a gender reveal party ruin a town?
Yeah. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. I was like, we're gonna release 1,000 balloons across this wildlife preserve. It just kills ducks.
Guess what? No more pelicans in Nevada. Thanks a lot.
It's a girl and no more fowls. It's like, oh, we found all these pelicans with slivers of pink balloons in their stomachs, and it fucking killed them because you had to be so self gratifying that you had to be like, "I surprise!" And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been to 2 of these things. No one cares.
Hey, everybody! I did a thing that high school kids do by accident and just ruin their whole lives.
Yeah. Hey, teen mom 15. I don't need to know what the hell you're having.
Yeah, Julie. I don't need you ruin the ecosystem because
you and Kyle screwed up. And you're like, I don't really care about plants and animals.
Well, the thing is that the adults are the worst because 20% of people having kids right now are high school dropouts. So you're just doing the same thing. You just do the same thing. Congratulations. You're just a little more financially stable.
Yeah. You made a kind of a better decision.
But then you killed all these birds with balloons.
Yeah.
So.
I can't wait to see the outcome of that couple.
Yeah, I mean,
who,
I
like,
get it.
destroyed
If
the
you want to
fucking
have
forest.
family over and like reveal it with like cake and
That's fine.
That's fine.
But when
these
you're
people
like
that are just ruining other people's lives, or guess what? Now this child is fatherless because he blew a firework into his chest.
oh my God, yeah.
Get the heck out of here.
Stop it. Like, I remember, so back in like the 80s and 90s, the gender reveal thing was like they'd have the envelope and like their friends would be around, like, and we're
You just
having
all have some drinks and
we're having a boy or a girl, like,
you all have some drinks, and the poor expecting mother just gets to watch
She gets
everybody.
to watch everyone have a great time. Yeah. So yeah, I changed it from techno ripoff
Sorry, I
guys.
didn't mean to-
No, it's totally fine because you reminded me of how much I don't like them either. So
You were just talking about people that make it about themselves, and I'm
like gender reveal parties. Yeah. Exactly. So speaking of making it all about us, Adam, can you tell us what's on tap?
Let me tell you all about what we're doing.
Tell them where they can find us.
Actually, I'm not going to tell you right here. I'm going to release a bunch of balloons you got to find.
Pop them and feed them to a bird forcefully, and then.
Yeah, so we talked about it at the top of the show. August 29th, we're doing the North Hills Homebrew Fest in Cheswick, PA. Get your tickets now. We are bringing the Tortuga en Fuego. That is our smoked poblano pale ale, and we are bringing Jojitorium, our honey double IPA, to that event. Should be excellent. Next is September 19th, Homebrew and Chill at All Saints Brewing Company in Greensburg, PA. Can tell you now we are bringing another batch of that Tortuga en Fuego, our smoked poblano pale ale, and we're bringing the oh my god, look at that face apple fritter ale.
Yes.
So we're bringing a heavy hitter. I just announced that this week on our Instagram. That's what we're taking to Greensburg. And then for the events we don't know what we're taking anything to yet. November 6th, we have Drink the Cookie Table at Spirit in Lawrenceville with Fueled by Hops. And November 13th, First Sip Brewbox presents Hops with Heroes. We will be serving both sessions at both of those events, so buy a ticket for whatever suits you. I know Drink the Cookie Table is on sale now. Hops with Heroes should be happening soon.
And if you want to know what's going on in the Brew Lab here, just follow Adam at @bash_brew on all social media. That's Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Don't forget to follow him on Untapped. Also, if you want to know what's going on with the boys here, just follow us at Decay and WTB on all social media. That's, again, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And don't forget to send in your emails, questions, comments, or whatever to decayandwtb@gmail.com. So, from the Jojitorium, Adam, Matt, the boys that are decaying, until next time, cheers.
Cheers.